Let me tell you something, right off the bat. Nothing wakes you up faster than red and blue police lights cutting through the pines around your own cabin, especially when you know exactly who called them on you. I'd barely parked my old Chevy, and there they were, 3 squad cars, tires grinding the gravel, officers stepping out like they were about to break up some big crime ring. My heart pounded, not from guilt but from the plain old anger of knowing Karen. That's right, the queen of HOA emails herself was watching from behind the sign, clutching her phone like it was an Olympic medal. Yeah, that happened. "Ma'am, we got a report of trespassing," one officer said, polite as pie, like I was some squatter hiding in the woods. I stared, blinking. Trespassing on my own property. Before I could get another word out, I caught sight of Karen's eyes just over the sign, smug as ever, same woman who'd emailed me 5 times a week about mailbox height and leaf piles. The officer kept on. "Caller claimed you broke into this cabin after the owners left for vacation. You ever just want to laugh and scream at the same time?" That was me. This was my vacation, my cabin, my name on every single tax bill for 12 years. I pointed to the porch where my name was carved in the wood, my little DIY job. Still, they didn't move. "We have to confirm that," he said, and just like that, Karen vanished into the bushes like a kid playing hide and seek. Only this time she was the one hiding from the truth. Let me back up a sec. This cabin wasn't just a house. It was my late husband Mark's dream, my son David's childhood, our family's escape from the world. We built that deck with our bare hands, watched the sun go pink over the water every summer. I'd told the HOA I'd be gone a month for vacation, but Karen must have figured she'd catch me off guard. But it was me who caught her. The officer's radio crackled dispatch confirmed cabin is under Mary Thompson since 2012. That's me. Relief, sure. But Karen? She'd already disappeared. Next morning, after the officers left, I thought I might finally have peace. But when I went to the mailbox there, it was a neon orange violation notice, unauthorized occupancy. My hand shook, ripping it off. There was Karen again, standing near the road, sunglasses on, that smirk like she's starring in her own reality show. Something in me snapped. "Hey, you got something to say it to my face." She just sipped her coffee. "Prove it," she said, lowering her shades. "Prove it after the county, the cops, everyone knew it was mine." I asked what she meant, and she just walked away, leaving me clutching the violation, heart pounding. That night I couldn't sleep. Every creak sounded like a threat. Then just after midnight I saw flashlights moving by the lake, 2, maybe 3 figures near my dock. I grabbed my phone, ready to call the police myself this time, but before I could dial, Karen stepped into the moonlight. 2 men beside her, one holding a toolbox. What the hell was she doing near my dock at midnight? The tall one whispered to Karen. She crossed her arms, giving orders like a general. That was it. I threw on my coat, marched out into the cold. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" 3 heads snapped up. Karen's voice was calm. 2. Calm. "Mary, you shouldn't be here." "This is my property," I yelled. She just sighed. Not for long. That's when one of the men started toward the tool shed. "Stop! You're trespassing." "Actually," Karen said, "we're investigating a possible code violation." At midnight, with a crowbar tucked under a jacket. I almost laughed. "You lost your mind, Karen." She just smirked. Some things aren't as simple as they look. And just like that, they were gone, flashlights bouncing, disappearing into the dark trees. I called the county the next day. "Unless something's stolen, there's nothing we can do." "File a complaint with the HOA," they said, as if that wasn't the root of the problem. That afternoon, David, my son, rolled up the drive. I handed him the notice. "She called the cops on me." "Now this?" He shook his head. "With Karen, she thinks she owns the county." I told him about the men, the crowbar. He looked ready to snap steel with his hands. "Let me handle this." David marched straight to Karen's house. From the porch, I watched him point, saw Karen shrug. She said, The rules apply to everyone. David fired back. She owns that cabin. You can't keep harassing her. Karen just smiled. We'll see about that. That evening, a letter arrived. No return address. Just one line. You have 30 days to vacate. My own property. David cursed. But deep down, I felt it too. Karen acted like she knew something. The next morning, 3 HOA board members and Karen pulled up in a black SUV. We're here for an inspection, one said, clipboard in hand. Possible zoning violations. From who-her, I shot back. David stepped between me and the porch. You're not coming inside without a warrant. After sunset, Karen returned with 2 sheriff's deputies. One had official-looking papers, a court order. My knees almost buckled. Temporary court order. Cease occupancy of outbuildings, restrict use of dock. Something about an amended plat filed last week, moving my boundary line. Karen stood behind the deputies, sunglasses on, even at night. Records change when they're corrected. Mary, important to keep up. The deputy handed me the clipboard. Go to the county clerk's office. Paper trails talk. Karen smiled. You need help packing for the shed. 30 days goes fast. That night, I sat at the kitchen table, blanket around my shoulders, taking photos of every stake and survey marker my husband ever hammered in. By sunrise, David was back. We were going to the clerk's office. The clerk, Ms. Rivera, pulled the records, stamped the papers, then frowned, printing another document. Correction to plat last Tuesday. Signature Mary Thompson. It looked nothing like my handwriting. That's not my signature. The clerk flagged it for review, put a hold on the property. Paper lies show their seams, she said. Bring these to the judge. Back at the cabin, David and I locked everything down, installed a camera. Mr. Howard, old neighbor, came by with a knee scraped from Karen's new orange flags. Rules aren't kind. People are kind, he muttered. That afternoon, code enforcement showed up with a barge ready to yank my dock out. I told them, there's a hold. Call Ms. Rivera. They did and packed up, but left a red, unsafe structure tag on my dock. Karen reappeared as soon as they left, sweater blending with the fog smile sharp. Shame when a dock has to go, she said. It's not going, I answered. We'll see. That night, the camera pinged 3 men on the dock pry bar, wedged under the edge. I called 911. Officers roared in red and blue, bouncing off the water, hands on holsters, voices commanding. The men claimed they were contractors. Name of your company, independent one stammered. That's not a company, the officer said flatly. Karen hovered at the edge of the trees, retreating when flashlights found her. The deputies took bolt cutters, wrote reports. Then another county truck arrived, utility workers, shut off for non-payment. I laughed sharp and raw. I'm on auto pay. We got a flag from the HOA. The wrench hit the meter. Power died. Cabin plunged into darkness. Daniels, the officer, said, This isn't normal. David snapped. It's illegal, right? Depends on contracts, Daniels said, but doing it in the middle of the night smells bad. I spent the night in the dark rain tapping the roof. Next day, Jenna David's lawyer friend arrived. If the HOA controls utilities and used it for retaliation, that's harassment. Might be criminal. By afternoon, the judge granted an emergency restraining order. HOA couldn't enter or shut off utilities. Ms. Rivera drove out with official plat maps. Neighbors stopped by, some apologizing for ever voting for Karen. Mr. Howard brought the original developer plans, showed our dock in black ink years before the HOA ever existed. 2 nights before the hearing, someone tried to torch my dock. Caught on camera, gas can dropped when David shouted. Deputies and the fire marshal arrived, rain-soaking gasoline smell clinging to the night. Too strong for just a scare, the marshal said. Orders were paper, but they don't stop people already breaking the law. Hearing day. Courthouse packed Karen in beige suit, Todd behind her. HOA's lawyer spun tales about safety, illegal structures. Jenna laid out the evidence, original surveys, water rights forged documents, neighbor statements, threats, fire marshal's report. Judge flipped through Mark's old notebook, looked at Karen's lawyer. Do you have any evidence? No. Your Honor, the judge's gavel came down. This court finds the HOA acted outside its authority. The amended plat is void. Water rights remain with the property owner. All harassment referred for investigation. Karen left without a word, Todd trailing behind. Back at the lake, the deputies posted orders on the dock, the mailbox, the shed. For the first time, my shoulders dropped. But late that night, the camera pinged again, Karen alone, standing at the edge of the driveway holding a gas can. David and I ran out. Put it down, he shouted. Karen just stared. Then she set the can down, hands up. Deputies arrived fast, arrested her for attempted arson, trespassing, fraud. By the next morning, the HOA board had resigned. County dissolved the HOA, posted new locks, neighbors celebrated with a cookout on my dock. That's the story. The lake belongs to people now, not paper, not bullies, not boards. So tell me, what's justice to you? Is it the paper in a courthouse or the hands that build and protect a home? Drop a comment, share your stories, because out here, the fight's not just about land. It's about what's right and who you become when you stand your ground.